Welcome to the Global Exclusive Podcast. Today we have me and Dream.
Ooh, spicy new combos.
I know.
Whatever will they come up with next?
Yeah. With Barros and Dream next, I bet. Such daring combos. It's
But
kind of like Gumi this week. They phoned it in like we are right now. Yeah?
we need. I mean, we had a Hazard episode pandering to nostalgia, so yeah, we're following the same playbook, I guess.
Awesome, awesome. So what's got us all hot and bothered this week, Dream?
Um, Not much, to be honest. But we do have the new versions of Nicole and Sakura from the Return storyline, all in their fancy white outfits.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fancy. So I guess let's talk about Nicole first because I don't know, because I don't really care which one that we talk first. They're the same
yeah,
shit.
yeah, pretty much. But yeah, I mean his main gimmick is basically he's like instead moved away from support a bit and is now going into mage
Magic damage?
territory.
Hmm.
And his main gimmick is doing basically a ton of mod boosts with like his SLB and stuff for the flood spell, which he has awakened at +3, and then you just want to quadcast that because it gets up to like a 770 mod with all his boosts.
Yeah, yeah.
And like
All of this TMR and STMR, and that's what it's geared towards.
yeah, they all
So
give some mod boost for it. And like it's the damage is okay, it's not amazing. And the problem is with DV, it's an AoE quadcast, so it has cast cancelling problems, which is pretty a bummer. And
so
in Clash there's a lot more competition from like elementless morale mages.
who else can use this? Is it just him, or is it anybody, any FFB unit with flood,
I think
or is this just
it's any flood unit can like
okay?
partner with him, give them Aaron Yee's ring for quadcast and stuff. And a few other units got Flood +3 with this update, or I think a couple were even earlier updates like Mellow. But
Yeah,
so they get some bigger imperils, but without, because he gives the mod boot, like the biggest mod boost, the 451 on the SLB, he gives to both himself and one ally, so he can kind
yeah.
of make another partner stronger. But yeah, so I think a good candidate for that partner, other than his banner partner, is his Esper version, Lord of the Seas Nicole,
Oh,
because he provides like better or better element amps for Return Nicole, and then yeah, with Aaron Yees they can quadcast Flood together.
yeah.
So like in theory it's okay, but again, cast cancelling's a bit of an issue. What both of these units really want is the magic variance patch, because they have good, like they have two-handed STMR weapons that are suited for them, so they basically get 50% more average damage from that patch. And the other thing that patch comes with is the fix to the AoE cast cancelling.
Oh,
So
they
it's
actually fixed that. I didn't know
yeah,
that they
yeah,
fixed that.
it's fixed with the magic variance patch, so that'll be really like a double
Does
nice thing
does
for
that make
them.
flood and like CWA easier to chain, or well,
No,
actually chain? I guess.
yeah, I don't think it affects how easy they are to chain. Really, it just means
Oh, okay.
you're guaranteed to get all of your casts off. So that's a nice patch that we'll hopefully get. But so they go from fairly poor to kind of okay with that patch, but still not top or anything, which is a bit of a shame because I don't know. I kind of have a soft spot for these two, but to admit they're not amazing.
No, I agree. I mean, the nostalgia surrounding these two units is pretty high, just because CG Nicole and CG Sakura way back when was pretty cool. They were pretty cool,
Yep.
and even now, I mean, Ramu Sakura and Leviathan Nicole is kind of just fun. Is kind of required in those respective teams, and now
Yeah,
it looks like
they've consistently been pretty decent, and I like their
Yeah.
characters as well.
And I really like that sprite. Like, I mean, we're probably talking about both at the same time, but like both Nicole and Sakura, their sprites look like there was a lot of effort put into it.
Mm.
So
I think it's better than their orders versions with the black outfits. But yeah, they look pretty nice.
I don't know, man. I really like that Delta Sakura one.
Delta Sakura was okay, but I didn't really like Hipslot Nicole's outfit that much.
Oh, okay, fair. Do you want to talk about the TMR STMR vision card a bit because they're kind of unique.
Yeah.
We have had other things like it, but it's just
Mhm.
it's his STMR is really unique. I
Yeah.
think.
Well, we briefly touched on them, but yeah, the TMR is purely just a materia that gives
Mhm.
mod boost to most of the different types of water magic, I think. Like the black magic spells. So the big one
I
being
don't.
flood, but I think it does like water gur and stuff as well.
Ooh, so fancy water go with like that 20. Was it
Yeah.
15 mod boost or was it 10? I forget.
It's either 10 or 20.
Yeah,
I don't know which series of mod boost
but
it's part of because I'm
his
just looking
STMR
at
is
the basic
interesting
page.
because it's a 220 staff. No, rod. Which what was the DV one? 254. This was
Yeah, that's
220.
current. It'll go up to like 280 once it gets the final upgrade, which we're still late on. But
Oof.
but yeah,
But
the big thing is it's a two-handed rod, so that's kind of in prep for the magic variants change.
yeah,
But
it's a
one
200
thing
rod
to
with 100% LP damage and
mm,
75% killers. So
yeah,
pretty good.
so it is a really nice weapon. The one caveat is it has innate water element. So for mages that use physical type damage and imbue, that locks them to water.
That's true.
So that's maybe not so great sometimes, but yeah,
I can't
it's a pretty nice set to
I
stick
can't
with
think of
the
many mages
variant
that would
patch.
lose out of that though. Like I mean,
Well, the main candidate for us will be Angela.
yes,
She'd prefer it to be elementless.
yeah.
But yeah, like until the variants patch, you've got other options like Medina's newly upgraded STMR or the DV
Hmm.
rod because one-handed versus two-handed doesn't matter.
Yep,
But it's still nice.
yep. Do we want to talk about Sakura? I mean,
Yeah.
so she's not much different from Nicole except lightning.
Yeah, she's got burst, I think it's called, instead of flood, as her new +3 spell, which is a new addition and has the wonderful graviton cannon frames.
Ah,
But
such a popular frame, right?
it could help with your 100 chain mission
How many hits was
podcasting.
Graviton Cannon?
16, so 2 units quadcasting it should be 128.
Uh-huh.
But
Okay.
the big like sort of problem and difference here is with this patch, a bunch of other units were supposed to have burst retroactively added to their kits, and none of them did. So her only partner right now is Return Nicole, whereas like Thunder Sage Sakura and I think a couple of the versions of Lightning and stuff and other Sakuras were all supposed to get it.
So did they just forget or are they skipping this? I sometimes
I mean, it seems like a weird omission because they remembered to give Lord of the Seas Nicole of +3 for flood,
yeah,
but
yeah, you're right.
yeah, this has just been omitted, and yeah, it sucks for her partners. It also sucks for Thunder Sage Sakura because having that 135 Imperial with the 45% team ampers is really nice. Looking at all the other ones that have no Imperial.
It is a weird omission.
Mm.
Um, her TMR vision card and STMR are also kind of a carbon copy, except you switch around the spells to be lightning based. So,
And Sakura's is a spear rather than a rod, which
yep,
matters for weapon Imperials.
that's true. Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
the card they share is 100 magic, so average, bunch of demon and human killers on it. So against those races, might be good, might beat out some other cards that have better base stats. If you're not against those races, you won't use it.
After the variants update, would Demon Rain still want his own STMR, or would he want this for the?
I think the global buffs were enough to make two copy like dual
Oh, okay.
wielding his STMR still like pretty much his best option.
Okay.
The Dark Pheno whip combo and stuff with her on the team with imperiling is like about the same as about as good but more effort, so not really worth
Hmm.
it. So yeah, I
Okay.
think Dark Rain will pretty much still just stick to double STMR for himself.
Okay. Yeah, probably less effort to equip killers as well, I imagine.
Yeah, because he has no innate TDH. Well, killers aren't really an issue for Dark Rain, but he has no
Oh,
innate
that's true.
TDH.
Yeah, so he need 400% out of nowhere, which isn't easy to do.
Like, well,
Uh
speaking of making it easier to get true dual wield units TDH, there was also the new monthly banner card.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, so I have a question about this. Is there a strategy to stick these banner cards into shitty units that people will never pull for because to just debate them?
it seems like somewhat because like January that was definitely the case with Tulian. February not so much because Kane was still good, but like the other banners of the month were also like Xenogears and Chow and stuff, so technically it
Yeah.
might have still been the most or the worst. But March was with Roberta rather than like Have, so
Oh
that
yeah,
was
March
that
was
was a
with
bit of a
Roberta.
but yeah, then this one's kind of back to being on bad banner of the month.
Uh-huh.
So that does somewhat seem to be the strategy, but not completely.
Interesting. Interesting. The more interesting part of this, I think, this week was probably the boss rush because I still can't find a team to do it. I mean, I haven't. Okay, I'm being honest with you. I spent a whole solid 30 minutes trying this, and I was like, oh, I can't one shot this, so I'll just give up.
Um,
So it requires
yeah,
actual effort. So
yeah, it's not too hard. I found. I think I did it on my second attempt.
oh, okay. Well, so what did you use for your team?
I think. I mean, it's pretty like high end, I guess. But I think I used Roberta, Chow, Esther, and someone else. Oh, Fed. So that's a budget slot at least.
Okay.
But yeah,
So
because
just
the first time was like I lost on the third fight because I just had no healing in the team at all. So those AK fixed attacks just wore me down.
yeah, I think for me right now, well, last time I tried it, I didn't really think ahead. I just brought Dark Rain, and at a certain point, there you really just want to stick to the elemental weaknesses, just
Yeah,
do extra
and
damage.
an SLB unit on this format also isn't great.
Yeah, yeah, I had learned
So
that the
yeah,
hard way.
Dark Rain's not a very good choice. But yeah, element wise, I think they're all weak to light, but the second
Yep.
and third one are also fire, and the first one's the weakest, so using fire is just fine. Which is why I use Roberta.
I'm thinking of just bringing Kane because I think that's my best damage dealer that isn't an
Yeah,
SLB unit.
he'll be kind
So
of slow because he has to wait till turn 4 for each of his
yeah,
jumps, but yeah, he'd
yeah,
work probably. Just have some decent like recovery and stuff on your team.
yeah, and because there's no turn limit, like unlike the last boss rush, like I think people if they want to take it slow, it's definitely possible.
Yeah, it's fine to do a slow clear. You just have to take a
Yeah.
bit more incoming damage.
Yep.
Yeah, because there's like 8k fixed damage each turn on all of them, and
Yeah.
then like the second one does, or like there's some physical on the first one and some
Some
light
of them also
magic
do like
AoEs.
status and like
I
status
think
elements.
the third fight has ailments.
Yeah.
So yeah, Chow being able to like omni cover and do ailment resistant stuff made him a very nice tank for this for me. And then
Okay.
yeah, he
Is
just had
Chow a boy or a girl?
Chow's male.
Oh man, goodness. I always thought it was she, but okay. My life
Yeah,
is a lie.
you got confused by Cotton.
Okay. Okay. So I'll probably end up bringing Chow and then some like Aerith and maybe another chain into Aerith. I mean, Chow also heals, so that helps a lot.
Yeah, that's nice. I actually didn't realize for like a month that he could actually multicast Kiraja with his abilities
Oh no.
because the way like the way the skill list is ordered, there is like his white magic, and then I think a block of like all the Esper spells and stuff
Yeah.
that he can't include in his multicast, and then his actual skills where the multicasts are. So I'd like start the multicast, see like his actual skills, and then there would be like the grayed out area of Esper skills he couldn't, and I never scrolled up past that to see the white magic was in the multicast.
Ladies and gentlemen, it took Dream what, 3 months, 4 months 2 months to figure this shit out. So don't
I
ever
mean,
feel bad.
I figured it out a few weeks ago, but yeah, I do. I have my dumb moments. It's okay.
Thank you. I feel a lot better today after hearing this. um,
Glad I could reassure you.
yeah, no worries. Always have her. Always have Dream around. She's gonna help a lot. So in in this case, usually we talk about something either DV or Clash of Wills. I think because we talked about the units. We talked about.
We've got Medina finally.
Oh come on. Okay, let's give her 1 minute. No more.
Yeah,
They
it's
slapped global exclusive buff on her because of dumb shit.
they made
So
like her cooldown turn one and a couple extra like insignificant buffs on it. Mostly stuff
honestly,
carrying over from her 7-star, I think.
I was kind of hoping that she would get buffed to relevant levels after being
Yeah,
delayed. What
it would be
was for
nice.
6 months?
Yeah,
What was it?
something like that. A real
Oh
good
my
good thing.
goodness.
Good thing they held her back so long. She's so OP. But no,
Doesn't
she's
she benefit a bit from the flood stuff that Nicole has? Just a bit?
not really because her stuff, like her main stuff, is freeze and ice stuff,
Oh,
but
okay.
also even like that is weaker than just her SLB, so that's what she wants to use to burst regardless.
What
But
about our
nothing.
STMR? Is that worth upgrading?
Well, it's a free upgrade to it. It's not one you have to craft, and it does actually make it pretty nice. Got like 220 magic and 50% LB damage. So
Okay.
there are definitely certain mages that'll want to use it. It'll lose a bit of relevancy with the magic patch because it's one-handed, but like I can like right now before the patch, I can definitely see Angela using it.
Oh, Angela would love it.
It's basically a direct upgrade to Shantotto's Chronicle rod
hmm
that has like 180 magic and the LB damage.
You know what's funny? I think I've only ever pulled 3 Medinas in my whole time playing
Yeah.
this game.
I think I've gotten 6 now, and one of them was like at the start of this week.
Oh,
But yeah, it hasn't been super common for me. But I know some people can just like EX3 her immediately.
wasn't she removed from the general pool at one point?
Not for us, I don't think. On JP, she was an EX exchange, like an EX point exchange unit. So you had to pay money for her, like Lauren and Carlette. But I think she's always just been in the normal pool for us.
Because I remember them snapping away a lot of the older 5 stars from the general pool
Yeah,
and
yeah,
their
in
own
the banner
EX pool.
pools.
Yeah, in the banner pool. Sorry, that's what I meant.
I
So
don't
like,
remember which of those pools she's in, but
yeah, because I know that kind of hindered my ability to get Aileen's STMR for quite a long time.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, certain units
so
have been like that. Is I feel like Irvine is new enough to not be in the EX pool only, but I have only pulled 2 Irvines still, and it's annoying because he has like one of the best 5-star STMRs these days because it's like got 100% killers on it. I want
mhm.
more.
I think I only have 2 as well.
Yeah, at some point I'll just see like 6 Irvines.
Yeah, Irvine has what? I think 100% on Beast.
I
Was
think
it?
it's both Beast and Machine.
Oh wow. And then that's 50% TDH. Okay. Okay.
But yeah, the main thing is the 100% Beast Killer, I think, because Machine has stuff like Last Guardian that's also really good.
Yeah, Beast is super rare.
But yeah, so I definitely would like a couple of those. And there is not exactly much use for UOC tickets outside of this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So
I
I'm
mean,
sure I can
it,
spare a few of my 320.
you have 320. What the fuck?
Yep.
I have 80. Holy shit.
This is what happens when you actually like play all the events.
I think what happened to me was that when Tidus came out, I kind of used like at least like 40
Gee,
to get an EX3 Tidus.
I think I used a few on him as well. Not quite that many, but like 28 or something.
Okay, it's not as bad.
Yeah, I know since I was up to like 370 UOCs, something.
Man, I remember the days when UOCs used to be actually valuable, and like you'd wait until you'd get 20 UOCs so that you can get that, unit. But now they're fucking useless, and kind of sad.
Yeah,
Well,
because
not useless. It's an STMR Moogle, basically.
for 5-star bases.
Yeah.
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 And if you really want EX levels on NVX, then sure. But NVAs are also then kind of phased out of relevancy, which is sad.
Well, okay, so is was Tidus the only and last NVA to be relevant for us in the near future?
Pretty much. I think Squall is like in a kind of similar spot to Titus, but
Okay.
yeah, not like a step up or anything. So he's another like nice budget elementless damage dealer, I think.
Hmm.
But other than that, I don't remember any of the others being particularly stand out.
Okay.
I know you
Kind
want
of sad.
you want Guy's STMR for Ferian at least once he gets his.
Okay, so the thing about 3 stars is ironically they're harder to get than
Oh
5 stars most
yeah, much
right
harder.
now because of yeah, I mean we all know why. It's just I'm looking at Guy right now. Of all the shit that I fused, I have a Guy at 85% and 2 guys in my inventory. And I think we get
Yeah,
one for free during the event, right?
maybe I don't know, but
So I feel like I
possible.
could get his STMR.
Yeah, you
Oh,
can always
if
you can still STMR Moogle them.
that's true. Yeah. Um, but for people that don't know, guys, STMR helps Furion a lot. And as the only person that supports Furion in this podcast, I need it.
Yeah, because it's an accessory that gives 500 flat attack to FF2 units.
Hmm. Yeah. And he outdamages Cog, I think.
Um,
Or pretty sure
maybe
with
with like the real best care and support from Premium Fina, he might.
yeah, he's technically not element locked, I think. He would
He
lose a
tr-
few of the mod buffs, but he can
yeah, he
yeah,
loses a pretty significant chunk of mods if he's not using one of his 2 elements. But goes from 300 to 250 mod, which is a pretty big drop. But technically, he doesn't have to.
yeah. So that's where we are. This is an exciting week of FFBE where there was so much content to discuss, right? Right.
Yeah, we've now got the actual final stages of Vision World to be able to farm, and now that they also don't crash.
Yeah, I've actually started farming only today,
Oh,
so
I haven't yet. So yeah, I'll have a fair bit to do.
um, but there is a cheap way to do it. If you just do the Dark Rain one, and then you can just convert it to whatever
Mm,
shit you need.
yeah, the final
Uh,
stage is definitely like the most efficient,
yeah,
currency wise, as usual.
yeah. So for any losers that farmed last week, get wrecked, nerds. Uh,
I mean, there wasn't much else to use energy on anyway, but like
so that's
we're lazy.
definitely yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
um,
I guess
yeah.
the one like somewhat interesting thing with this Vision World now that we've got the week 2 stages is this is one of the only like DV or Vision World ones where they've actually kept the single element weakness from JP.
Oh yeah, that's true. They
Yeah,
did keep it.
yep. Uh, defying
So
expectations, Dark Rain requires a light team for scoring.
I love your sense of humor, Dream. I love it. But yeah, no, I did find that weird because previously they would always remove that and it would it would make people like
Mm,
do anything. But now you really need, well, not need, but you kind of want premium Fina to
yeah,
rank one.
yeah. If you're going for top ranks, you do need her because of
Yeah,
that amp field. But I think technically Weltall Id or Alpha Weltall or whatever it was the final one. Still had its JP weaknesses, but it was weak to 6 of the 8 elements, so kind of moot. But yeah, this one specifically needs light, which makes it even funnier that Knights of Grand Shield isn't releasing in time for this Vision World.
I know. That's what I was thinking. And
But yeah,
the latest damage dealer release was a dark damage dealer, or fire, I guess, Roberta as well. So
yeah.
a bit weird.
Like, I guess it still kind of sells premium Fina, but
It does also, like, whoever pulled on Kane, they'll get vindicated
oh
this
yeah,
this
yeah.
mission world.
Kane is definitely a great unit for this one.
Yeah. So
I'm
I'm all right.
I
So
am
I'm at a go for it.
honestly I'm using the Riser team again.
Of course, you're gonna ride that to the end of the days. Don't worry about it. And Dream, if you don't ride that to the end of the days, it'll be pretty fucking sad.
Well,
Um,
the end of days, AK, like probably 1 more month or something.
oh man,
Start to
okay.
lose relevancy.
This is one of those things that I'm really tempted to pull on Premium Fina. So I need vision. I need this Vision World to end so that I
Just
don't pull on this
just
dumbass
use
banner.
Aerith.
Aerith does seem, yeah, that is a budget Fina by
Yeah.
this point. So
Like you don't have the field amp, but you've still got like the 400% stats and the 45% amp. So
yeah,
that's like the bulk of
yeah.
it.
Didn't anybody have a summon that gave an amp? Was it the guy from FF15? What was his name?
Nyx
Nyx?
has a light imperil field.
Oh,
So
okay.
he
So it's not as
has
good.
25% extra imperil, but yeah, it won't do as much as the amp.
Yep, that's content, rich content.
Fighting stuff.
Uh, just to fill the time, just because we can. I mean, what do you think's next week? Aren't we due for another cow banner?
Yeah, I think it will probably be Clash next week because the Obnexus drop shop ends at this maintenance.
And people
So
were hyping it to be Freevia because of the weaknesses, right?
yeah, ice is one of the Clash weaknesses, and I think somewhat the Rexes as well. Though I looked and they didn't entirely match up. But yeah, I could definitely see it. The current trend of Clash units does seem to be new versions of old global exclusives.